Bashers. Hey everybody, it is Dirk. It is Wednesday, June 11th at 5:05. My new time for the show, 5:05. Because of all the smarty pantses out there say that I come in at 5:02, 5:03. I'm going to come in at 5:05 because it seems like I need to get 5 minutes of my action together. Remember to upvote if you can. Thanks so much. Who got in here number one? It's Panel Power coming back for you. Oh, wrong show. Breaking news. Breaking news is Brian Wilson died. Wow. That is as big as it gets. Brian Wilson. It does not get bigger than Brian Wilson dying. I mean, when it comes to the blueprint of modern day music, be it rock and roll, ballads, orchestrated production, everything that we equate with the Beatles, we should also equate with Brian Wilson, because there was such a friendly camaraderie, and there was also a little bit of competition going on between the Beatles and the Beach Boys. Now, the Beach Boys were, of course, Brian Wilson. The rest of them were, especially the incomparably horrible Mike Love. Most of them were either related. That's his first cousin, and his brothers were in the band, and Carl and Dennis, and some friends, and their father managed them, Murray, who was a complete stage Mama Rose, and they wound up suing him. But Brian Wilson was the genius. He was the guy that wrote everything, and yeah, it began as like surf music. But then it just like the Beatles did, they went from, She Loves You, Yeah, 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 to The Long and Winding Road, Golden Slumbers. They went from Surfer Girl and Surfin' Safari to God Only Knows and Good Vibrations and all the Smile stuff. I was lucky enough to see Brian Wilson live. And it was 2004. And it was, I went with Colin Smith from Mr. North, Sheen and Emmett's cousin, the singer of the band. And he, at the last minute, had said, hey, you want to go see Brian Wilson? And I said, sure. And I said, when is it? He goes, 7:30 at Carnegie Hall, of all places. And so we went. And it was Brian Wilson Presents Smile. And for those of you who don't know, I mean, I'm a musician, so, this is very impactful stuff for me. So getting to see a legend like him, I've seen Paul, of course, but getting to see Brian Wilson live with his band, he had a band called the Wondermints. They were some Los Angeles guys headed by this guy, Darren. I can never pronounce his last name correctly, but keyboard player, wizard extraordinary. And he assembled these guys to record and tour an album that was not meant to be. And it was right after Pet Sounds. Brian Wilson had started this kind of a project called Smile. And he had a nervous breakdown during the middle of it. And the album was never fully recorded or put out. There were demos. Compilations would have songs like Surf's Up and Heroes and Villains in different forms. Good Vibrations was technically the first of the Smile songs because it was written for that. Now, Good Vibrations, while it wound up on Pet Sounds, it was kind of not really destined for that, but it was the shape of things to come. So we got to see him, and it was really weird because we had great seats because Colin had gotten the tickets from his booking manager, and his booking manager was one of the most famous women in the world, and her name was Barbara Skydell, legendary. She's now passed on into the better world, but she was legendary. She brought the Beatles and everybody to the United States, and she worked for the William Morris Agency, which is now called William Morris Endeavor. And So we had like sixth row to this show, and who's right in front of us but Lou Reed and his wife Laurie Anderson. And who's right next to us is Christina Ricci and her then boyfriend Adam Goldberg. Paul McCartney was like in the next section in the front row. And it was funny because Brian Wilson, uh, he has had a lot of issues. Anybody who knows anything about the Beach Boys knows that he was addicted to psychedelics, and he had depression, and he suffered from a lot of things. Mostly he suffered from genius. The guy was an absolute musical genius, and anyone who ever worked with him, and you've probably heard or seen of this incredible documentary called The Wrecking Crew. And the Wrecking Crew were the people that played on everybody's records in the late 50s and most of the 60s and a little bit of the 70s. And it was just Tommy Tedesco and Hal Blaine and Carol Kay and so many luminaries. Glenn Campbell was a part of the Wrecking Crew early in his career before he went solo and became Glenn Campbell. But those people played on those records because what he had in his head couldn't be made by him and his brothers and his friends. Couldn't be done. So they got the best people in the world. And anybody who worked with him, all the great producers, they all said working with Brian Wilson was like working with some kind of something else, something completely unique and completely different. He had ideas about production that were probably inspired by Phil Spector, but taken just maybe a little bit further and with a little bit more clarity. If you listen to those Phil Spector records now, they're the wall of sound, as it's called. It's very crowded space because those records were mono. So it's very crowded space. Now, the Beatles didn't care very much about stereo, but Brian Wilson did. And Brian Wilson was very instrumental in how to place instruments within a stereo field to give you kind of a live concert experience. So he pioneered a lot of recording techniques that we take for granted today. Bands such as, but even the Beatles, when they put out Sgt. Pepper was a reaction to Pet Sounds, and then they just kept doing that. And then you had Abbey Road, and then the Beach Boys kind of fell apart because Mike Love took over the band, who had next to no talent. He's the Kokomo version of the Beach Boys, which is, it's sad that that's in the same category as some of the great Beach Boys songs, but it is. And like John Stamos has played drums for the Beach Boys. He's a pretty good drummer, but it's just not the same thing. Brian Wilson was the brains of that band. It would be like the Beatles getting together without John Lennon. What would be the point? And obviously, they've tried and they've toured, and Brian was kind of like a savant. He sat in front of a keyboard that I'm not quite sure to this day whether or not he was playing anything, but he was singing live, and he kind of sat like this the whole show. They go, this is Paul McCartney's favorite song. It's called God Only Knows. If I should ever leave you. And it was just angelic and incredible. And this band were amazing. And I'll show you a couple of pictures of the group that you could tell this Brian Wilson's passing means quite a bit to me. It was pretty wild. So this was the band that I got to see. This band right here. Come on, blow up. Amazing band of people. I can't name everybody. This is Darren. His last name is, I'm not going to pronounce it, but it's a long kind of Indian last name, like Sharjahaya, but incredible musicians. This guy over here, I forget his name off the top of my head, but I believe he's one of the guys that sang on the Oh Brother, Where Art Thou soundtrack. So there's like bluegrass, country, pop, classical, Brazilian percussion people. It was just an incredible assembly of some of the best musicians in the whole wide world. And you could just see the joy when he got to perform with them. And it was great. So Brian Wilson, rest in peace, dear Brian. We'll never see the likes of you again. I just saw, I don't know who it was, Rick Beato or one of these famous, big channels talking about, listen, this is I'm going to be an old man pretty soon. You can't compare today's artists to those artists. These are the guys that invented the wheel. The new artists, as good as they might be, they're just mere spokes until something truly revolutionary happens. I can't see it happen. I'm not going to name names about artists that but you see people talking about some records that are one of the best records ever made. They're Kanye. I'll mention him because he's an asshat. But it's a shame because the legacy of Brian Wilson will live on for he'll be mentioned in the same paragraphs as Lennon and McCartney and Schumann and Schubert and Mahler and Bach and Beethoven and Mozart and all the greats, Bernstein, Leonard Bernstein, all of these. As a matter of fact, there was the concert for young children that Leonard Bernstein used to do. He did a thing on the Beach Boys and the Beatles, separate episodes, and how they were bringing this sensibility of musicality to the world and how great it was. But yeah, it's a pretty big loss, especially for the creatives in the world. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible thing. But yeah, so anyway, we love you, Brian, and thank you so much for the music. Smile is one of my favorite records when it came out. I couldn't believe how good it was. And this is, there was no auto-tune on it. It was just beautifully sung, played, and engineered. It was real people playing real music, and I appreciate that. There's a place for the technology. If you're in a dance hall, listen to me. If you're in a vaudeville house, there's a time and a place for all that kind of trickery. But when it comes to a beautiful ballad like Surf's Up, it's definitely not necessary. But and he also replaced a lot of the vocals that had the lyrics that had been replaced by Mike Love. Van Dyke Parks is the lyricist on Smile. And if you don't know about Van Dyke Parks, go look him up. He's one of the greatest lyricists of all time. He's a poet. He's an artist, an incredible guy. Made a couple of records himself, but he's most famous for his writing. He was the lyricist on Smile. But when Mikey Love got a hold of Good Vibrations, he changed all the lyrics around. Now, of course, you're used to those now. So those are the ones you heard first. Those are the ones that remain in memory. But when you hear the original ones, you go, wow, heroes and villains. Incredible stuff. Anyway, Brian Wilson. Thank you for the music. Thank you for the music. Whew, Brian, thank you very much. Daniel Gutierrez is in at number 2. Great to see you, Daniel. How are you, baby? Great to see you. Saw Sinners last night. That was a movie made a big splash. Not too impressed. Okay, lots of the same gore stuff. I'm out. Vampires, no offense, ladies. You know how much I appreciate the great ladies of iBashers. But vampires are such a chick thing. I don't get it. I don't get vampires. I don't want to be taken. I don't want anybody to bite me. I just don't get it. I just don't. It's just not that women want to get bitten. Please, God, don't let that go down in history. But I just don't get the vampire thing. I read the Anne Rice books. I liked Lestat, Interview with the Vampire. I liked those, the first 2, and then it just got silly. The romanticization of vampires is just beyond belief. Anyway, hard pass. Andrew Olkowicz, Canadian, $5. Work until 5:30. I'm watching. Andrew, do me a favor. Send me an email. Tell me what. I'm lost. I was juggling around with songs this morning. I was like, I don't know. Just like we did last time. Tell me what you want. And even if it's a song I never heard before, just throw it my way. I'll learn it for you. Anything for Andrew Olkowicz. Work until 5:30. I'll watch the recording. Have a better day than yesterday. I like that. And upvote. And subscribe, everyone. And here we go with the Andrew Wolkowicz commemorative gong. Thank you, Andy Pandy. Joe LaFaro Glass, Hanson Joe, and my Drooby Doo coffee. Bruce Stuttgart is in the room. Good day, Bashers. Good day, Bashers. Good day, Bashers. RP 1960. Happy Hump Day. Happy Hump Day to you, my friend. And here he comes, Renaissance. R. Julian says, if it's the psychic network, why do they need a phone number? You know what the big joke was? Years ago, Dionne Warwick, one of the greatest vocalists in the history of interpretation, she interpreted the great Burt Bacharach, Hal David songbook. I mean, The Look of Love, even though I prefer Dusty's, that's okay. I don't prefer many versions, that she did with Hal David. Do you know the way it has San Jose, Alfie? The list goes on and on and on and on and on. But she was the spokesperson for the Psychic Network. And it was in the 80s, and who knew what was going on with her? But then it all turned out to be completely fraudulent, and there was an investigation, and everybody was like, well, you're psychic. Didn't you see that coming? Of course. It's ridiculous. Melly C, the beautiful one. Happy Hump Day, Dirk, and the beautiful people. The beautiful people. The beautiful people. Boom, boom. Renaissance says, on a train Why do I always end up sitting next to the woman who's eating the individual fruit pie by sucking the filling out through the hole in the middle? Blah. All right. First rule of etiquette, there's no eating unless you're on a plane, a transatlantic voyage. There should be no eating on unless you're in the dining car. Be a human. People who like I live in New York City. So I have the subway. And you've if you've not been here, you've seen depictions of the subway. Clean it is not. It is not 1975 anymore. However, it's still not a place to dine. So that I see people come with their Chick-fil-A bags and McDonald's bags, and then they're just chowing down. Then they leave their garbage around. And this is I don't know. Does anybody else suffer from? I know there's probably a word for it, but I suffer severely from the sounds of people eating. People who make noise when they eat, loud chewers. That sloshy sound. I can't handle it. It derails me. We'll be sitting here looking at something. I'm looking something up for Paul, and he's noshing on something. I'd be like, no, just absolutely, that's not happening. Can't do it. I can't take it. The toilets at the local police station have been stolen. Police say they have nothing to go on. He's telling jokes. Love this. I love this side of Julian. The human race will be the center of the cancer of the planet. The cancer of it already is. Look at this beautiful gift we've been given. And if we are alone, we've discussed the celestial world a million times. And if we're alone and we're the only ones who were ever here, this is a cosmic second. Boom. Now they've just discovered a water world 121 light years away. That's far, man. Proxima Centauri is only 4.3, and we'll never get there. Until some Alcubierre or one of these great guys figures out how to warp space-time. Somebody. And it ain't going to be Elon. But I wish it was, because it would be cool zipping around. It would be great. We're already. Look what we're doing. And people who don't want to buy it. It's just, it's very interesting. So did I say yesterday that I was watching Bombshell? Did anybody see Bombshell? That is the movie about Roger Ailes and the Fox Beauties, the Fox News Beauties. It was about how he sexually harassed them. And it's mostly about Megyn Kelly, who's just the most wonderful person in the world. And who's never learned her lesson, which is shocking to me because she's she's a beautiful, beautiful woman. She's got a very deep voice. And she's just learned. Have you learned nothing from that? And she voted for Donald Trump twice. Knock yourself out if you wanted to vote for Donald Trump. But he sexually harassed her and he demeaned her. And they had this big, very, very public thing. And in the end of the day, she wanted to be able to interview him because he was going to be the Republican candidate. And she had no choice but to just let it go. And basically, she just started, she just let it go. And she shouldn't have done that because, that guy gets away with that. He's never been nice to women ever. Anyway, I was watching that show yesterday, but watch that movie. It's a terrific movie. Great casting, great acting. And I will say that it is shocking how Charlize Theron, and that's how she says her name, how she nailed Megyn Kelly's voice, which is it's not just deep, but it's also, she cuts it off. She's got a very truncated kind of consonant sound. Very interesting how she did it. It was a really, really good movie. I really enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it, it's great, 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 great casting. Terrific movie. Anyway, yeah, we are the cancer of the planet. We're just wrecking everything with the fracking and the oil. And do I need to go on? I don't. Dave Fahrenheit 451 upvoted the king of the Bashers is here. Top dog is number 7 at 1046. All right, you are the early bird catches the worm. Like film, Kevin Landon, number 9 today. Happy hump day to Dirk and all the Bashers. Back to work, so we'll catch the replay. Raise a paw. Does this do anything? It doesn't, right? I love to love you, baby. Danny Gutierrez, Dirk, the thumbnail looked like a cat AA meeting. Well, that's what I was intended to look like. But the guy was welcome. Did you notice that it's Welcome Wednesday? Did you see that they were all like, he looked trepidatious, he looked nervous. Maybe he just did way too much blow last night, or he's a sex addict. Who knows what's going on with that kitty cat? Or, who knows? Just drinking again. Could be. Dino says that cat's got Ray Ray's jumper on. How did the cat get it from him? Well, have you not known Ray Ray? The cat looks like he's seen Ray Ray coming for his jumper. The cat will end up naked. And Ray Ray replies, Dean, it's okay. We don't do V-necks. Have never, will never, but well observed. Now, you never see an Irish jumper. And I'm a V-neck guy. T-shirts, jumpers in general. I mean, obviously any Irish sweatering I have does not have them, but I don't think they make them. I've never seen one in my life. So my name is Colin the cat, and I'm a Seikoholic. It's been 4 months since my last purchase. There's a lot of Seikoholics around, and it's a great brand to be addicted to because they're great. Seikos are great. Should I put on? I'm not wearing my Seiko. I'm wearing my Speedy again on the way I normally wear it. Should I? Yeah, I'll wear a Seiko in honor of Ray Ray. Seiko. Here we go. My Seiko field watch, which is just gorgeous. And this strap, one of my favorite straps ever in the history of strapdom. It is rubber and fabric, and it has got a little bit of stretch to it. It is maybe one of the most comfortable watches I've ever worn in my life. Now, of course, I'm so used to having clasps on watches, but look at that thing. It's such a mind-blowingly great, comfortable watch. It's great. I love it. Thanks for, and look at the crown. Oh, it looks like a grenade. It's great. Thank you for that. Scotty H, number 14. 14. Panel power. Congratulations from Hitesh C, and happy Wednesday, Bastardos. Happy Wednesday to you. Because he's the Hitesh man. Yeah, Hitesh man. Mart is here. Wednesday is iBasher Day. Let's go. Let's go, Mart and Bronson. We got to make that love connection happen. Wouldn't that be amazing if they, I don't know. Top dog, Jeff and Michelle. The cat has a human hand. I love that scene in The Day the Earth Stood Still, the new one. The remake with Keanu Reeves was a terrific movie. If you haven't seen it, it was terrific. They're like, are you human? And he says, my body is. I'm a big fan of Keanu Reeves. I think he's great. Here's my beautiful meme. Hi, darling. Popped into upvote and hear my BFF's comforting voice. She's going through a lot right now. You know why? Because my friend Mimi lives in Los Angeles. And what's going on there is a tragedy of epic proportions. It's absolutely absurd that any National Guard or Marine troops or any of that stuff were called in for skirmishes. And people who she loves have been removed from, like, her local taco guys and all these people that are parts of their community. Okay, regardless of how they got in here and all that stuff. They have families. They have children. They have mothers and fathers. Sounds like Nazi Germany to me. Government's coming in and sweeping people out. Where are you putting them all? You're putting them in some shithole in El Salvador where they'll likely die. Why don't we just start building camps for them? Is that next? Have we lived through this already? I don't meme. I love you, and I'm so sorry. Everyone I know, well, almost everyone I know from Los Angeles has been telling me what a tragedy it is, and it's a shame. And there is no counterpoint to that. Top dog. Look at that. And Handsome Joe is here. Welcome Wednesday. Great to see you, Joey Joe. Top dog. The black one is definitely a Sheen. Always the black one, right? Joe, you hopping on with Dirk? He's welcome to if he wants to. 100%. Mimi. Yes, of course, R.I.P. Brun was who truly deserves to rest. He truly, because I don't think he had very much peace in this world. Meme. I don't think so. What an amazing, beautiful man, too. What a shame, Beautiful spirit. Melly, say hi, Meme. Hope you're well and stay safe. Yeah, she's going through it. Meme's getting listen. And I can say this out loud, right? She is another one of us that is seriously thinking about figuring out a different lifestyle, a move. Because the dream doesn't feel like the dream anymore. It feels like a nightmare. So, what are the cat nine abash holes discussing tonight? Voting for, admitting to? Hey, that's private. It's privileged information. You're not allowed to talk. What happens at Fight Club stays in Fight Club, right? Eric B is here, the biggest hands in all of iBashardom. Great to see you in the room. Evening all, and I think I have. I have a picture in the gallery. I can see it right now. I can see it right now. Dave Fitzsimons, whoop whoop, let's bash. Hey, Dave Fitzsimons. Hey, Dave Fitzsimons. Hey, Dave Fitzsimons. And we have Andy M. Good evening, sir. Wishing you and yours only good things. That's only good things from our very own Andy M. Thanks, buddy. Wishing you only good things, as I always do, because you're the best. Here's Eddie. Sup, brother? We should get the F out of Dodge ASAP, Spain, Italy, whatever. We'll come back after the boomers are gone. The boomers are the worst people ever. Hypocrites. I couldn't agree with you more. I couldn't possibly agree with you more. It's this old man mentality. And you know me, I'm not... I have a problem with like the whole white privilege thing, because I don't ever feel, other than my American Airlines thing, but I think we need to reset. We need to reset humanity on one level for us all. And the old guard, all these old crotchety old men that are running the world, they need to get tossed the fuck out. And it's just, we need young, fresh minds with a gift and an idea for the future. Because we're running on empty with these old crotchety old men with their worn out penny loafers and their terrible striped socks and all the horrible shit that they wear. Their fucking blazers with brass buttons on them. No. Eddie, thanks so much. It's a shame. And I hate it. I hate it because nobody gets their act together. But big one for you. Thank you. Thank you, Eddie. Beautiful. Nice watermelon. Yeah, I mean, it's like I get called boomer every once in a while. Now, I am not a baby boomer. I'm Gen X. And I've been, I've been called that because I disagree with a lot of different stuff, because I'm not an uber liberal. But you can't agree with everything, you know? You can't agree with everything. You have to have a balanced plate. You have to have, like that pyramid they used to put on the back of your foods of your nutritional value. And most of that is complete bullshit. It's not complete and balanced at all. It's absolute garbage. Brian Wilson, a giant. He is JoJo, an absolute giant. Amazing, right? Imagine most of us are here 6 nights a week. You know how grateful I am for that, Ray Ray? My new lease on life. Look at, I'm double fisting for you bitches. Upvote. All my new tricks. Don't make it rain. Top dog therapy. Sometimes we just need a little therapy. This is my therapy. I get to chat with you, get to pick your brain, get to hear what you're thinking. We get to agree or disagree or whatever, And listen, I'm up for the opposite side of the coin as long as it's based in reality. Because, I do know how to read, unlike some people that are currently the president of the United States. Mimi says, hey, Melly, thank you. Safe here in LA, not the chaotic war zone being portrayed. Well, that's the military unnecessarily rolled and incited chaos and panic. Yeah, that's exactly America. It's very true. It's, I live next to somebody who's QAnon, and you wouldn't believe the story that they spun on me. And I just sit there and go, I'm going to the store. Would you like something? Would you like me to get something? The conspiracy theories and the clones and the med beds and, oh God, none of that's real. It's just California. Has it fallen off the mainland yet? One of the most interesting things too is about California. California pays a lot of taxes, and they are a donor state. They are actually the number 1 donor state in the United States and I'll just roll it off: Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, a lot of the, the middling South area, where the average income is kind of the lowest in the country. They can't afford to pay for stuff. Their roads, their infrastructure, all their stuff is paid for by California. California is the biggest donor state, and because they have to get the money from somewhere to fix all this stuff. So they get it from California, and what is that really? At the end of the day, it's socialism. So everybody's like, "Bro, raw, this or the other." But meanwhile, you're getting hands out from the most liberal state in the union. California is and has historically been, and looks like it shall remain so, especially in times of trouble like this. You know. Andy M says, "No microphone, invisibility cloak. Are the Borg collective coming?" What? I have no microphone. You mean what? Because you can't see it? I have a new setup here, baby. Everything's different. Yeah, no, everything should be fine. I hope. I hear him fine. Says Top Dog. Why wouldn't that be at Top Dog? Yeah. R.I.P. Brian Wilson. Joe LaFar, Sirius XM sometimes has a Beach Boy channel for the summer. It's a lot of fun with the top 10. Isn't that what it's all about? It makes music, makes the people come together. I don't hate that song. Those are the songs that you will have. No one is going to remember Kendrick Lamar in 30 years. No one is he's going to be a very small footnote. Kanye West is going to be a footnote. No one is going to talk about Drake. They're just not. Think of it this way. Madonna is really a footnote now, because now she's kind of tarnished her legend. Had she gone out in a blaze of glory, and not just become an old Mae West kind of, the old hag at the saloon, with her big fake boobs and her 30 facelifts later. And I'm a fan, but man, it's like she should have quit like 2 tours ago. She stopped trying to ride horses and seduce young Latino gay men in videos. It's just embarrassing. Look, I just don't think yes, she's gone down in the pantheon for sales and stuff like that, but she's not the star she was. Paul McCartney's still the star he always was. I think, Brian Wilson will always be the star he was. Think about it. The 1600s is when we had, the great classical composers, and that we're still talking and using that music now. I don't think anybody's going to be talking about stuff like the stuff that's on the charts now. I just don't think so. Robin's Birds, Brian's voice was beautiful and will always be. Just absolute surfer girl. It's magical. It's a magical thing. Le Carre says, "Do you prefer whale wolves?" It all depends on the situation, Le Carre. Sorry, Daniel. I enjoy sinners. I rather laugh with the sinners and cry with the saints. The sinners are much more fun, darling. Only the good die young. True. What We Do in the Shadows, I loved. I've never seen the series, but the movie, I peed in my pants. It was so freaking funny. Worth watching, especially if somebody likes Long Island. Yeah, it was amazing. Because Jermaine Clement was in it. I don't think he's in the series, because he was almost a big star after Flight of the Conchords, which was one of my favorite shows ever. Mel and Murray, it's great. Flight of the Conchords, geez, if you've not seen the show, it's on HBO and probably somewhere streaming on your devices. Thanks to MAGA, I'm bored with zombies. Did MAGA destroy the zombie? I just got it. It just hit me. You're too damn good. Department Q on Netflix is our new obsession here at the Casa. Okay. I don't know what did I try to watch? Oh God, I tried to watch. I don't even remember what it's called. The Kevin Bacon thing, and who's the big woman in there? The redhead, Julianne Moore. Ooh, it's hard to watch. Couldn't watch it. Forget what it's called, but no thanks. Danielson, I just checked Tim's stream to see if you were there. Is Tim live now? Tim's live now. That's hot. No, Paris Hilton. Evening, my dear Basher friends. Woo woo, midweek already. I know. Isn't that crazy? Open-mouthed chewers. Yeah, that's bad. Listen. I listen to the few times I've done the walkabouts and I've eaten. I chew with my mouth closed, but I think somebody caught me maybe talking while I was chewing, and that's not a good thing either. He's a loud mastercaster. Chewophobia. It's more the sound. I don't want to see it either, but just that sound. It's not good. Not good. Yeah, I suffer every time the kazoo gets blasted. I am surprised Rafe Fiennes is in the new zombie film 28 Days. later and not so popular Aaron Taylor Johnson. He is no 007 Martin. I agree. I mean, listen, like a lot of things, politics and religion and whatever, I just don't, I know that my opinion doesn't count. I can say it till I'm blue in the face. I'm not going to argue it. Aaron Taylor Johnson to me is not James Bond. But who knows? I didn't think Daniel Craig was either. And my only bone, I don't think he looks bad. He talks like that. He's got a really high voice, he's like real cockney. He's like that. It's high, it's very high pitched. I don't like it. Ray Fiennes is a genius and he should have won the Academy Award. I got so bored trying to watch The Brutalist. I mean, not only that, but Adrian, what's his name, who won the Academy Award. The simple fact that speech that he gave at the Academy Awards should make him never get nominated for another speech. That was the most blow smoke up your ass, arrogant moment ever. And I know he's a nice guy. He did some nice stuff for that charity that we all did, and we tried to take care of all the little kitty cats and doggies that that we had a problem with, when the fires were happening, and everybody pitched in. It was really, really super great. And I'm so grateful to all of you for helping us get that rolling. And it was very successful. It really was. He went down there, just showed up down there, and he helped out. And that's incredible. So cheers to him, but next time just say thank you very much and get off the fucking stage, because that's just too much. People don't realize. Just shut up. Masticator, spelling mistake. Joe, I'll watch anything with Charlize Theron except Mad Max. I didn't see that either. You got to hear the way she does her voice. She nails it. Because Megyn Kelly's got a very, very deep voice. Very deep. Cricket jumpers are V-necks. Well, very nice. I did not know that. Shame about LA, but the Florida and Cuban leader of the Latinos for Trump getting deported is slightly ironic. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? Yeah, it's true. I'm getting over a Seiko issue. I still feel the need. However, I am resisting all the urges. It's difficult, but I will struggle on. I think a dozen is enough. I didn't realize that you were such a Seiko lunatic. Listen, that the great thing about Seiko is that, you're not breaking the bank to get them. We all know how great they are. They look great. The dials are amazing. It's not the worst thing in the whole wide world. Dirk, I gave it all up and moved out to the Rock years ago. Quality life up to 11. Yeah, you got out of there. I don't blame you for that. I don't blame you. Johnny Mnemonic, and I want my shirts laundered like they do at the Imperial Hotel in Tokyo. Amazing. Andy M. Seiko out. You need more. Dean just wants more is more. More is more. Look at his collection. Rolex. Andy M. Yep, buying Seiko watches is a bad addiction. I resist buying a new Seiko every week. So far, so good. Because they're delicious and you want them. Look at Julian with like the major stagger today. There is something pagan in me that I cannot shake off. In short, I deny nothing but doubt everything. Here. Cheers to you, Julian. We are all the fools of time and terror. Days steal on us and steal from us, yet we live, loathing our lives and dreading still to die. I don't know, as I get closer to that moment, we all know, none of us know when it's coming, or some of us have more of an idea of it. But I just was watching Billy Corgan had Paul Stanley on his show. Magnificent Others. It's turning into quite a show. He's already had Gene on the show, so now he's got Paul on the show. Paul is a great interview. He's a very honest guy. He tells it like it is. Doesn't blow too much smoke up his own ass. But he's a very, very happy guy. And because he says he earned it. He went through a lot of crap and loathing our lives. And one thing he said, which I thought was beautiful, he said he was walking down the streets of New York and he was noticing all the young people and looking at them and going, it's your turn. It's your turn now. And I 100% feel that way. I 100% feel that way when I see youth succeeding and being great bands, great artists, doing well with their careers, falling in love. That's the best part. Seeing happiness on these kids who have their whole lives ahead of them. It's beautiful. And I'm happy to take that role. I'm happy. Roar of the tiger is the thrill of the fight. Unfortunately, Gitmo has already been prepped. Oh, boy, Gitmo. Oh, boy. What do we do with that? Boing. This is my face for that one. Sorry. Yeah, that's just Gitmo. Jesus Christ. What have we become? AP. The conspiracy theorists end up being the same people who support a billionaire who wants to put chips in people's brains. Yeah. I wouldn't mind the language thing, though. Oh, I need to speak Mandarin. Bap, pop. Wouldn't that be great? I don't believe that the meek will inherit the earth, and the meek shall inherit the earth. The meek get ignored and trampled, and they always have. They will never. Seiko are an evil company, and they are like big pharma and drug dealers, but keep selling their stuff I'm hooked on. They know the sugar I like. Bastards. Hey, man, you could be able to do a lot worse. I wish we were butterflies and lived through but 3 summer days. Oh, this is great. I wish we were like butterflies and lived but 3 summer days. 3 such days with you I could fill with more delight than 50 common years could ever contain. I was just in the butterfly room at the Museum of Natural History. And I put it up on my Instagram because, I take such good care of my Instagram account. And they're such beautiful, magical creatures, and it's amazing how they don't last very long at all. My keyboard is on life support. Hey, I got a new keyboard. Did I show you this? I got this on Facebook Marketplace. I had to make this little support on the back, though, because it's so flat. See how flat it is? And my old keyboard has USB controllers in there. This is a Apple Bluetooth keyboard. $40 on Facebook Marketplace, brandy new. Get a new keyboard, and you know what? I love it. But I had to doctor it. Look what I had to do. I had to put tape on it. Right? You know what's under here? This is like a bunch of little like boxes for USB sticks. Anyway, get a new keyboard. It's great. It's very important. Eddie, by the way, my parents were boomers, but they were not like the people I'm referring to. Yeah, you know who the boomers are. We all know. Okay, boomer, them. It's those people, and they deserve that. They really do. Mart, it's 28 years later. Looking forward to that. If it were 28 days later, I don't think it would have changed much. I haven't watched the show, so I don't know anything about it. The most selfless generation ever. We got boomers in wheelchairs still presiding in the Senate. Go home. Well, term limits. It's just term limits. Federal judges, that's a lifetime job. We have all those friggin' bigots in there now. Nothing drove me crazier than the last one. I mean, my God, it was brutal to me. Look at that. I have the center stage on. It's doing some weird shit, making the thing get louder. Yeah, I mean, it was just the Kavanaugh shit. It's like, no, we don't want. Who wants that guy? They're all on the payroll. That's horrible. R.I.P. Harris Yulin, fantastic. I don't know who Harris Yulin is. Let me look that up. I probably do know who this person is. Hold on. AI mode. Who the hell is that? Harris Yulin. Okay, am I typing this wrong? I guess I am. Harris. Oh, of course I know him. Oh, what a shame. Oh, yeah. Isn't he from like the West Wing? Let me show everybody who this guy is. Oh, really? Oh, wow. 88. Sure, this guy's been around the block a million times. Clear and Present Danger. Training Day. Frasier, of course. Why did I think of Ghostbusters? Oh, wow. Oh, Scarface. He was in a lot of stuff. Wow. Amazing. 88 years old. Godspeed, our friend. Godspeed. Beautiful Sharon. Hello, honey. Big hearts to you, my love. Thank you, beautiful one. Dab Dog at Renaissance. The true meaning of the meek is those who cry the sword and wield not out of force, but when needed. The meek will rise when needed, and they always do and revolt. Well, don't we need that right now? Don't we need that right now? I don't know. I think we do. Anyway, I'm yakking, and I've got other chats, but it's time for the Gallery of Bashtards, people.
The Gallery of Bashtards. Send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The Gallery of Bashtards. You share them with me, and I share with the world.
The world. I need fire. That's what I need. I need to be able to do this and go fire. Topes will be mad that I didn't get. I mean, I didn't know what to say about that. That crazy old mechanical thing. I don't want like an inch of travel. I do like this has less travel than my other keyboard. This is my wired keyboard that I've had for like 4 computers. It's got way more travel in it. This is about 15 years old when this first came out, and I love it. It's got little USB slots on it. That's why it's raised up. And that's why I had to fake it. Yeah, he'll be mad. But listen, he can go buy the keyboard of his choice. You know, I don't tell him who to date or who to vote for. That's just fun stuff. Andrew Wilkowicz. As soon as I get ready to watch iBashers, these two just want to hang. Well, lucky you. Lucky you, my friend. All I can say is they're beautiful and God bless you. Look at beautiful. And you know what I love about Andrew? Always has the bed beautifully made. First thing I do when I get out of bed is I make the bed after I read the book. Beautiful babies. Well, of course. Of course they want to. Why wouldn't they? And why wouldn't they, dearest Andrew? Why wouldn't they? Next up, Handsome Joe LaFaro says it's a video. Well, I can't play it. Anyway, he says The Rock is definitely a James Bond movie. Now, I watched this video when it came out, and I was like, it kind of is in a lot of ways. And that's funny that Joe brought that up because I've seen this before, and I was like, it absolutely could have been. You could tell that he totally wanted to get back into the world of James Bond, but it's not for everybody. And I didn't like Daniel Craig when they said he was going to be Bond. I said, oh my God, what a mistake. He's blonde. I was wrong. He was a great Bond. Julian, the Gallery of Julian. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go now. Beautiful cityscapes. Old meets new. Very modern. This is classic Julian. Reflections. Oh, that's quite beautiful. God, those eyes are gorgeous. Kind of like Linda Evangelista. Mart says Andrew always has great cat pictures. Of course he does. You guys all do. I mean, nobody takes shitty cat pictures, right? Is there such a thing? There isn't. But we got a couple of great dogs in here, and you know that. I got to get some updates on Melly. Carolyn Martin's new pup. We need some updates. I love this. And I bet you in real life, though I would assume this is limestone. I would imagine that they don't look that way in real life because when you walk into Grand Central Terminal, you don't see the different colored stones, but when you photograph them, you see it, and it's crazy how that works. Amazing. Look at that. Is that a Koopa? Is that an original Koopa? Look at that. Oh, this is great. Look how it's all in like separate panes. Breathtaking. The mirror never lies. Do you know the mirror never lies? Beautiful mirror. Beautiful reflection. Oof. Oof. That is ominous, Sir Julian. Wow. Crazy. Spinning wheel? What is this? Turbofan? The London Eye, perhaps? What is it? One will never know. Only Julian knows because he captured it within the lens. I love when he's got mannequins in here. Mannequins are creepy. Some people don't like them. They're like clowns, but I like them. I happen to live with 3 of them. Don't ask. I didn't bring them in the house. They're forms because Paul's a painter. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing, Julian. Oh, I love this. Look at the differences here. Juxtaposed. That's what he's the king of juxtaposition. Julian should have a coffee table book, says Sharon. But he should have a show. Or how about this, Julian? Maybe you can run this past Christine. A coffee table book and then a premiere in London, and we'll all converge on you. And you could sign books. Why don't you have a coffee table book? Listen, I put records out. You know what? I put them out. You just got to just do it. Your work is extraordinary, kind sir. It's extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary. Look at that. I couldn't agree more, Sharon. Could not agree more, beautiful one. Thank you. This stuff is incredible. A coffee table book would be, it should be in the cards. Hey, we're not getting any younger, pal. Hook us up. Hook us up. How I hit that, I don't know. Somebody's not a fan of two-tone. I don't know. But that Dina? What did I say? That guy got zapped from the show the other day. Who did? I don't own a Daytona. Look at how that moves. Isn't that weird? Look at that. Let me do it again. Oh. Ooh. Interesting. I put on this new thing called Center Stage. I'm just learning. I'm learning as I'm going. Hey, Dean McKenzie, Auntie Jude, let them in. Yeah. This is Dino's work. The work of the master gardener. I showed Sheen this morning. We were talking about stuff. And I said, you got to see my basil. And I took a picture of it. And it was so unbelievable. And I was like, that's all the information I got from Dean last year. And a little bit from Easy E, who never comes up on my show anymore. Where are you? Where are you? Beautiful work. Look at that. Pretty flowers. Flores de las Muertas. Flores de las Muertas. Anybody know what play that's from? Flores de las Muertas. Beautiful. I love that door color. Well, of course, in England and Ireland, beautiful door colors. Dude, that's just happening here in the States with the beautiful lacquered doors. Beautiful stuff. Gorgeous, Dino. Oh, those are great. What do you call those things? They're pretty. Very beautiful. What are they called? Beautiful. I have a bunch of those in my on my deck this year. Snapdragons. Well, very nice. Beautiful. Thank you. That's our very own Dino and his beautiful horticultural work. Outstanding work. Of course, because he's a master. That's what happens when you get somebody who actually knows what they're doing. The Garmouth Railway Bridge. Steve McLeod of the Clan McLeod. There can be only one. Gorgeous. Beautiful. Look at that. Great. Beautiful centering. The clouds are amazing. Look at that. Very cool. Oof. Oof. Ah. Where's the train tracks? Is it railway? Oh, is it? How does that work? How does that work? I don't see train tracks. I don't see no train tracks. Is it an abandoned bridge? It's no longer a rail bridge. Oh, the train goes in the cage. Is this a self-portrait? What book are you reading there? That's really interesting to me. That's beautiful. Oh my God. It's great. What are they called? Pen Stemmons. Just getting spelling right. Don't need the spell, please. Called like Oshin knows how to spell that. I told him about this morning. He was like, I was just kidding. It's funny. Beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous. Oh, just such beautiful work. Look how talented the Bashers are, man. You guys are amazing. So much talent here. Now, I know I've taken you guys to the High Line in New York. Now, that was an old elevated railway, and they got some of the best gardeners and horticulturists to do installations and beautiful things up there. And they've done a pretty good job, but I think Dean would do a better job. sometimes I question their choices because I think they're trying to prove a point or something like that. The Wizard of I mean, I could play this, right? I probably could. Now I'm gonna have to go to Las Vegas. I don't want to, but I probably am gonna have to. Ready? I'm gonna stop that before I get popped for that. But they've recreated the Wizard of Oz, taking it from the original negatives and expanded it with AI and other animations to make it happen at the Sphere in Las Vegas. I hate Las Vegas with all of my soul, but I need to go and see this right away. Apparently the entire thing is just they've figured out a way. I watched a documentary on how they did it, and it's pretty crazy. It's something I absolutely want to see. But thanks for. I didn't realize that it hasn't debuted. I'm 100%. I'm gonna just do it. I'm gonna go grab a JetBlue flight, a quickie one, and maybe just go for the day because I don't really want to stay in Las Vegas. I really, really don't. Really and truly, I really, really, really don't. Insta Martian for the Bashers. I love this. Let's take a look. Let's come in and take a look. What is going on here? Okay, I am lost. What is happening here? That's a screw. Is that quartz? What am I looking at? Am I out of my mind? What am I looking at? And there's nothing to be said here. Let me see if there's any verbiage on this email. Oh, here's over the previous few months, I've been dabbling in watch repair. My latest patient is a 1960s Rodania with an Adolf Schlind 1701 Swiss movement. I'd like to share a photo of the screw which holds a jewel into the automatic works bridge. Look at this. I'm going to pop this back on. The thing in the pic is a grain of rice. Shut up. Oh my God. Now it all makes sense because I was like, what the hell are we looking at? That screw is next to a grain of rice. Look at that. Is that what rice looks like up close? It's like, I feel like it's an electron microscope. Wow. I love that you're dabbling in that. What a cool thing. I mean, like, we all love watches, but like making them. My watch mentor always says, you must make yourself small. How crazy is that? Look who's in the room, Jim Lassick. Way late to the party, and I have no idea of today's content. What is the content? Just happy to be with the Bashers. Cheers to all you beautiful people. You beautiful people. It's not late. We're just doing the Gallery of Bashers. Send us a pic. You got a pic? Send us a picture of your handsome face there, buddy boy. We'll be more than happy to show it. Let's give you something joyful. Let's go. Andy M wants to know if I know Dorothy. Yes, I'm a friend of Dorothy's. But thanks so much for that. It's great. Congratulations on your new endeavor. Mr. Bonnie said, thank you so much for showing my my pics to the group last night. Incredible, because he's the one that got his Omega back from full service. It was our pleasure. We love to document everybody's journey, especially when it comes to Omega. Happy Hump Day, Eminem madness, smoking Mindy madness. Yeah. Let's bring this up. Let's make this up. Can I make this larger? How does this work? I don't know. Can I? Oh, I can. Look at that. I can make it bigger. I can. I realize I can. Look at it. It's the Mork and Mindy show. Look at this. Oh, look at you. Look at you, baby. Oh, definitely. Oh, he's got, look at his little puffy paws. He's ready for a little fun stuff. I love when they do that. So cute. Oh, what? Why she looks sad? That's a sad-looking Mindy. Why sad? You look sad, beautiful lady. Oh, what's up with her? Did she just wake up? I don't like her to look sad. I want to see her happier. He looks feisty and fun. Please tell me that she wasn't sad. I don't know why she'd be sad. Look at that sad face. Looks like she's been crying. Don't make me cry. I love Mork and Mindy. The Mork and Mindy Show. Oh, look at him. Too much. Thank you so much, guys. The Mork and Mindy Show. The Mork and Mindy Show. Boo. Happy Hump Day, says Snoopy from Melly C. And what do we have here? We have Happy Hump Day with a camel and Snoopy. Oh, how cute is that? Snoopy just makes you smile, doesn't he? Snoopy just, and so does Woodstock. Nobody else. Peppermint Patty makes me smile. She's funny. She's definitely a lesbian. Even though she's got a crush on Chuck. There's no way. There's no way you're going to tell me that she's not a lesbian. No way. Neil McCann, my good self on the Academia. Hey, great shot. Look at this. An actual shot of the man himself. Look at that. In Venezia. Look at that. Hey, great shot. In your summer wear. Look, what do you got on the wrist there? I can't see from here. He's got Oyster Flex. Very nice. He's got a couple shots. They're all in different emails, but here we go. Let me go. There's Neil McCann. Look at that. The view from the Academia Bridge is stunning. I mean, listen, you've seen it in a million postcards, right? That's the view. Rialto Bridge, Academia Bridge. Sure. I mean, this is great because you see the Salute Day right down there. It's really great. You got a nice little, you got the water taxis and the bus there. Gorgeous. Yeah, of course. It's beautiful. My happy place, man. I love it more than anywhere on the planet Earth. I do. What a great shot. And thanks for introducing ourselves with your visage. Becky Brown, New York City mini crossword, the incomparable Becky Brown. And this is funny. You ready for this? I'm just going to sit back and watch your reaction. Doesn't say cotton bud. It says Q-tip. Thank you, Becky Brown. Becky Brown, you got a lovely cool sword. Eric Bell, the Michelangelo Strata 39, the flat. Hey, the birthplace. Ready for this? Of Eddie and Alex Van Halen. I guess they would have been old enough to be born at home. It looks very modern, doesn't it? With their father, Jan. And their mother was Indonesian. That's why they were so exotic looking. Dutch and Indonesian. Look at that. That looks very modern. Beautiful stuff. And their father was a clarinetist. A lot of people don't know that, but it's very true. Great shot. Thanks for that. Amazing to know. I did not know that. I didn't know their address. And I'm a Van Halen fan for sure. And that's from Mr. Bell. Biggest hands on YouTube. Neil McCann, every corner you turn in Venice, there's always something wonderful to see. Yes, indeed. Let's have a look and see what you have here. Very cool. Assicurazione Generali. That means insurance. There it is. It's a great spot. Look at that. There's always some. There's the Boss store. I don't know how Boss is doing these days. They use a different logo. They changed their logo. I don't like it. I like the old logo better. Assicurazione. Beautiful. Yes, and we all know what these are, right? You've had your lessons, right? On what these all the neighborhoods, official neighborhoods of Venezia. Like everybody get. I've never been in a gondola. Never been in one. I don't know. Maybe one of these days. I mean, I've never had a reason to get in one. But, maybe I'll get one of these days. The Hard Rock Cafe, right? It's right over there. That's where the big guy goes for when he wants a cheeseburger. And apparently some very randy ladies also hang out there. It's the place where, Americans go when you want that. Oh, look at that. Yeah, of course. So there's always, every time I've ever been there. Now, I can't believe that the Salute Day doesn't have anything sitting in front of it right now. But, listen. There's always something going on. And this over here, right to his right temple. That has been going on. That fountain over there, that's been going on forever. And look at that. Yeah, great shot. Nice Ray-Bans. Yeah, this area is all under construction. Yeah. The Basilica San Marco, one of the most beautiful. Frollo! Hey! Oh, hey, that's hilarious, buddy. That's great. That's where his friend Simone is. Who's in the store right now? It's not Oisin, that's for sure. But the Frollo's probably in there. Isn't that great? That's the collaborateur. They worked on that watch together. That's where Oisin gets a lot of his watches. It's great. What a great shot. Oh, wow, that's great. Thank you so much. What a cool thing. That's a great word. Assicurazioni. Assicurazioni. Fantastic. Thanks so much, Neil. How cool is that? Super duper cool. Chris Boyd, toys from my childhood. Oh, that's amazing. Let's see some toys from your childhood. You got some Rock'em Sock'em robots there. Is that what that is? Let's see. Or is that a Transformer? It probably is. I'm older than you. Tanks and a VW bus. And that looks like it might be Star Wars related, right? Maybe. Oh, Firebird, a Lotus, Esprit. Look at that. And what looks to be some VHS tapes down there. And some kind of Delta Wing fighter there. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. What is that? A truck? Oh yeah, that's like a Ford truck. Oh, great stuff. Fantastic. See that? How cool is that? That he sent us toys from his childhood. I have one of the. You want to see the oldest thing I have? Hold on. Now, this was found a million years ago. This was mine when I was a little boy. And of course, it was found in I think it was a flood in my sister's basement. It's a Fisher Price clock. It's got like a moon phase on it. I think it was in like a basement because it's got a lot of water damage, but I'll put this on the side. So there'll be a soundtrack today's Bashers today. And of course, my teddy bear, which I have up there. That was my teddy bear when I was a little kid. Thank you for sharing those. What a great thing to do, to share your childhood toys. That'll just play out because I wound it all the way. Vasilios, today morning coffee and evening church. I almost converted to Greek Orthodoxism because it was so fascinating to me. I loved it. Beautiful. Look at that. It's very cool. I love the box where the guys with the beards sing. It's pretty cool. I could do that. I just have to learn to speak the Greek. I love this. I love conversational Greek. It's very sexy. It's a beautiful sounding language. Yes, Lord. It's like a watch. So the shirt's full of gears. Thank you so much. Is there any tape on that clock? No. Like my sister found. Like they found my teddy bear and gave it to me for Christmas one year. I cried like a baby because I thought he was gone forever. And he went all over the world with me when I was a kid because we traveled a lot because of my dad. And I never let that teddy bear go. And then you become a teenager asshole and you don't care about stuff anymore. Wristwatch check, Mr. Joe. The heavy hitter. Sky 12. Look at that. First of all, can we talk about the jacket? Okay. And the shirt. And look at that action. I mean, look, this is Miami, baby. Because look at the color of that jacket. Wow. Look at that. Everything is flawless. Stunning. Unbelievable. Jubilee, Blue Dial, Sky Dweller, murder. Absolute. That's Rolex murder, that watch. Great shirt. Joe, what can I say? I just end the show now because it's ridiculous. Unbelievable, Joe. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. That's a showstopper. That's a showstopper. Having a smoke at the Cena. Look who it is. It's the big guy himself from Venice. Showing off. He's having a smoke on a boat. Oh, he's at the okay. He's at the local hotel. Wearing his Speedy. Look at that. Looks great. His 861. Beautiful. Yeah, it's if you're gonna get one that's not a 321, that's the one you want. On that bracelet with the 808s. Gorgeous. Great shot. Nighttime in Venezia. Bravo. Beautiful. It's a great one. And he did send me a picture. Hey, brother. Let's chat soon. 1,000,000% handsome. Let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable Mr. Jim Lassick. Right here. Right now. Look at that. Lots of bourbon going on there. Look at that with his Batgirl. But not on him. I'm going to say Batman on a Jubilee because I'm not going to say, look at this. Look at the build on this guy. He just one shot knockout. Look at that. That watch looks great on him. You beast. You are the beast. Incredible. We love you, Jimmy Lassick. Thanks, buddy boy. That's great. That's the Gallery of Bastards tonight, my friends.
The Gallery of Bashtards. Send me the shots that sublime the absurd. The Gallery of Bashtards. You share them with me, and I share with the world.
Let's see who's here just before we close out. Dean says, Fergal, that wine is going to spoil soon. Have you drank it yet? I bet he has. Yeah, I have tons of vintage watches, tools. It's therapy and the watchmaker's desk, which we love that. Dirk, who do you think is the real bad witch? The real bad witch. Janine Pirro. Sharon, I sing that bazooka song all day long. You're welcome. Looks like we are going to. We have to go. Let's make that happen. Okay, can we just do that? Because I'm not going to stay. I guess we should stay over. If I'm with you, I'm going to stay over. Should we just play slots and just be sloppy? Maybe we should just do Vegas and just be trash and just go fly in. I mean, I guess we could do a shitload of blow, get some prostitutes. I don't know. Tickets for the Wizard of Oz at the Sphere start at 104 for a movie. But what are you gonna do? It's Vegas. I guess there's no bad seat in the house, right? You don't want to sit on the floor. You just want to experience it. Yeah, I guess. I mean, what doesn't cost $104 anymore? I bought a big box of cotton buds. Kazoo all you like. Earbuds in the ear. I have one at least supply every year. That's unbelievable. Q-tips. Daniel, correct. Q-tips. Speedboat, much more fun. Nice. I have the Optimus Prime. Okay. That's cool. Yeah. That's after me. Looks like a knockoff to me, made in China, not China. He's not going to get demonetized with you. Hey, you never know. MGM? God, who knows? I'll find out after the show. They let you know right away. Destiny is a funny thing. What kind of movement is in the Fisher exactly? A Fisher Price movement. It could be limited edition. Good, limited one for good reason. It just got to be the blue dial. I know the blue dial is crazy. Lovely Rolly Joe. I love the shirt and jacket, as we always do. Dirk, your childhood toy sounds like the countdown tune to the big shootout at the gunfight of one of the client in the Eastwood spaghetti westerns. Doo, doo, doo. Mine goes. But I think it sounds like the Jeopardy theme, but who do I know? Isn't that the same? It is. It's Frola. It's the actual. So the Sea Dweller is looking better and better. The Sky Dweller. Oof. The Speedy. Yeah, that Speedy's great. Hey, John Doe. Thanks, Dirk. Just sent you a pay. Oh, thank you, buddy. Thank you. I'm on TV every night this week. Are you? Send me an email. You know where to do that, right? Basherdirk@gmail.com. That's Basherdirk@gmail.com. Send me a link so I can watch a Rooney I would love to if I could. If I could, you know I would. If I could, I would let it go. Joe, handsome Joe. Speedy, yeah, we're loving it. Yeah, you meant Scott. We knew what you meant. That nails it. James Bond needs a Speedmaster. I know, but it can't be a Speedy, though. It can't be because it can't get wet. You know, he might have to save somebody when a palazzo crashes into the sea. It's just not going to work. I'm going to have to freeze that video and send you a blow up photo of your clock watch thing every Speedy Tuesday. Payback time, Dirk. What for the dad? I don't mind. It's fine. Lovely Rolex. We all love it. Lovely Rolex. Yeah, yeah. Don't forget to upvote on both sides of the coin. If you can, Andy M, is the clock music going to get you a strike? Definitely not. Guys, thanks so much. What a beautiful thing. Thank you, you beautiful super chatters, Andrew and Eddie and Roro the Tiger and the incomparable Jim Lassick. Thank you so very much. Here is the Patreon Pantheon. Thank you all so much for keeping the lights on at the show. I'll be back tomorrow for the Thursday edition of the iBashers show. And then, of course, back with the big guy on Friday. And I'm planning on doing a new kind of a walkabout. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is yet, but it's a new idea for the Bashabout. I'm working on it. I need some equipment to make that happen. Should be fun till your daddy takes the T-bird away. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. Have a nice, lovely Thursday night, and I will see you tomorrow at 5:05. The new Bash time, same Bash channel. Guys, remember to hold the door open. Remember to say please and thank you. And remember, if you encounter somebody who's not so nice, give them some rope. Enough to hang themselves. Why, you ask? Because they could be a great person having a bad day, or else they're just a cunt.